What's up, weirdos? Out here at Bone Valley, a place we haven't been in quite some time. We got the dirt bikes loaded up. Dylan's here. Nomad Josh is here. He hasn't been out riding dirt bikes in quite some time. Wizard Lizard Official back there, and Triumph Chick, and Savannah, and we got a couple of new people coming in today too. So today we're gonna do something that normally goes against everything I preach. Whenever someone says, like, how should I learn how to ride a motorcycle? I always tell them, go take the class. That's how you learn how to ride a bike, is by taking the class. Well, we got a couple of friends of ours, Sean and Erica. They went to take the class and they had a really bad experience there. And the instructor, I'm not gonna name names, I'm not gonna say where they took the class, but it turned out really bad, and Erica had a really bad experience that threatened to turn her off motorcycles entirely. And since they're friends of mine and I recommended that they take the class in the first place, I said, you know what? Let's get you used to riding motorcycles out here at Bone Valley on a dirt bike, because even though I truly think that if you're going to ride street bikes, you should take the class, that is what you should do. You know how many people out there have learned how to work a clutch and how to shift a bike riding around a leaky, smelly old pit bike? So today, that's what we're going to do. And again, don't do this. Don't go like, oh, I'm going to learn how to ride a dirt bike and then ride street bikes. If you're going to ride street bikes, take the class, because after this, I'm still going to tell Sean and Erica to go take the class before they ever ride on the street. All right, this is Erica, this is Sean, and this is a shitty pit bike. This is how we're learning how to ride today. So the bike does have a few problems. It leaks gas. It's got an erratic idle, and it will randomly die. It's typical Honda stuff. Number one rule, like I said before, if you get into any trouble or if you feel uncomfortable at all, pull on the clutch. That stops everything. Who here has seen a funny video about dirt bikes on the internet? What's like the funniest thing you ever see when someone's on the bike and all of a sudden it starts accelerating uncontrollably and they're just like, oh God, and they're holding on, and then it runs into whatever because they don't stop. You guys have seen that, right? Whiskey throttle. The reason why that happens, this is the only lesson I'm going to give you, because you took part of the class, so you know a little bit. Whiskey throttle happens when you start to accelerate, and instead of holding yourself up, it pulls back. So you see when I go to pull back, so the farther you pull back and the more you accelerate, the more you open the throttle. Okay. So if that starts to happen and you're like, oh, you're pulling the clutch, and it stops. Okay. So let's say anything you don't like starts to happen, the clutch stops everything. Well, this one you can put your feet down.
Which is nice. Yeah.
Be careful putting your feet down in front, because the bike will run into the back of your leg. Yeah. And that can suck really bad. I'm just going to warm it up for you real quick. I'm just going to turn the fuel on real quick. I'm going to leave out that Savannah pointed that out. I'm just going to put some gas in it real quick. It will start, I promise. Yeah, oh shit. I forgot this has a key. Who puts a key on a pit bike? Oh my God. It leaks a little gas, and I just made myself look like a fool. Stupid CRF 101. Josh 0 so far. Yeah, let me teach you how to ride a motorcycle. I obviously know what I'm doing. Yeah, things definitely aren't perfect, but you know what it'll do for learning how to work a clutch. And that's really what Erica was having the problem with, is learning her clutch work. I'm gonna turn the gas off for now, but go ahead, hop on. And just feel where the controls are, where the shifter is. Like I said, the brakes are drum front and rear, so it's definitely not going to stop like the street bikes did. If you start coming up to the fence and you're like, I'm looking at the fence and I feel like I can't turn it, just stop.
Yeah.
Just stop, and that's all. Instead of like trying to figure it out, just stop and walk the bike around and do whatever you're going to do.
Okay.
You know, there's no reason to try to be a hero or do anything cool or impress anybody. It's all about making sure that you're safe and you do this in a safe way. All right, put your kickstand up. You should be in neutral now, but just to make sure, roll it back and forth. You don't have to hit it hard, just a little harder than that. It's okay. No, it's okay. Here, you ain't going nowhere.
All right, give it a little more gas. Remember what I said about whiskey throttle? So just rev it up a little bit, see what it feels like. I'm gonna stick that back in for you. But next time you do that, pull in your clutch, click it into gear, and just start slowly going. You don't have to leave yet, just go so you can feel where it starts to let out. All right, pull back in. There you go. Now just do that a few times and get used to where it's going to be. Kind of get used to the amount of gas that you have to give it, you know what I mean, to get it going. Go ahead, you don't even have to take it out of first gear.
See? So right, so there you go. It stops everything, but you can use your brakes too.
Yeah. Oh.
But I saw you like going up there, and you're kind of like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
So exactly perfect. You pulled in the clutch, everything stopped.
Find it again. There. Here, I don't want you to wear yourself out. That's okay. You'll get it. It's just like getting the feel of it. Every bike's different too.
And she's back at it.
See, in first gear, even if she was like as fast as it could go in first gear and hit the fence, she would not really be injured.
That's fun.
Yeah, remember to use your rear brake too.
Yeah.
So put it in neutral, start it, and next time do a couple more loops, and when you come back and stop next time, remember to use your rear brake as well. Because it's just not the brakes aren't very powerful, so you do have to use them both to get any sort of real stopping power.
Yeah, I forget about my right leg a lot.
It's all good. You're putting a bunch of stuff together all at once.
I'm making turns though.
You look totally fine. You're riding you are riding a motorcycle.
It was
So if you
exciting.
thought you couldn't ride a motorcycle, that is false. You are currently riding a motorcycle.
I did a little bit.
No, I mean, that's it. That's
Yeah, I mean, you did a bunch. You did about 100%, give or take,
Yeah.
Well,
of having ridden
like
a motorcycle.
100% more than I was
You
doing.
can say
too.
you know how to ride a motorcycle.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say you know how to ride it well, but you can know how to ride it.
That's fine. I can get it to go forward.
Yeah. All right, now see if you
enough.
know how to kick a motorcycle. You can do it. I believe in you. Sharp. Like you're pull starting a lawnmower.
So don't judge me. I've never had to do that.
Apparently, they'll have auto starts there.
Well, also, I wasn't allowed to touch the lawn. If I go outside to the lawn, I tend to kill everything.
They make dirt bikes with electric starts too, so don't worry too hard. You're just having to do things the hard way right now. This time you're going to practice using both brakes. So before you even come back, as you're tooling around, just test out the rear brake. You don't have to stop completely, just as you're going, test it out, see what it feels like. That way when you get back here, you're ready to stop with both the front and the rear brake. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to neglect you, Sean. I just feel like you probably have an advantage over Erica as of right now, so.
I'll say that again for anybody going like, I want Shade Tree Surgeon to teach me how to ride motorcycles. These people are very close personal friends of mine. I don't do this. This goes against everything I always say. I am not a motorcycle instructor. I'm hanging out with friends and we're riding dirt bikes. That's what we're doing. What felt weird? You felt good. Obviously, you're doing a lot better than you were in the class.
Yeah, significantly better than in the class. I'm still really ham-fisted with the
With the
throttle.
throttle?
Yeah,
Well, that just comes with time and experience, and every motorcycle is different.
yeah. I got a little bit better about it, so the sound was more consistent, but there was definitely, like, I could tell I was doing it, and it was just like, and I moved forward. Like a pro.
So you're still feeling a little weird about throttle control?
Yeah, it makes...
It's easier to control once you're in a higher gear. So
Yeah.
first gear is the touchiest gear, it's the lowest gear, it's how you get started. So now we're going to move into second gear, and you can just practice. So once you're in second gear, just practice instead of accelerating. Practice doing some figure eights, not small, but like big figure eights just around this property.
Okay.
While keeping a steady throttle. So what I want you to do is concentrate on keeping the bike the same speed throughout the whole thing.
That's going to be interesting, yeah.
Not bad.
I'm going to help you out a little bit. All right, make sure you push that back in. You can use your leg. All right, you already did it with your knee. Kickstand up. You remember how to shift, right? Yeah. You had to pull in the clutch and everything? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's in second gear now. Practicing throttle control is really important too, and it's a lot easier in second. It'd be even easier in third. I just don't want her to. I don't want her to get freaked out by like, oh fuck, I'm in third gear now.
Yeah.
You know.
All things within reason, certainly.
So, even though it really won't make that much of a difference. You're turning. Look at you turning. Hell yeah, dude. And don't be giving her no crap about it not being a steady throttle. I don't think that thing you could be steady on the throttle no matter what. The carburetor has seen better days. Oh, she's ready to go into third gear. I'll just wait. I'll wait till she stops, so I'm not going to stop her. There you go. Yeah, remember your rear brake.
Yeah.
So
I did it coming in, and then I got closer, and I went, ah.
I'm gonna send you right back out. So don't even put that right back up. All right, shift down into first. So that's something I want you to remember. Now back up into neutral to start it. Now push it back and forth to make sure you're in neutral. Okay. What I'm gonna have you do this time is you're gonna use third gear as well, which is fine. You're not gonna like accelerate through third gear. You're just gonna use it.
Okay.
So what I want you to do this time is start in first. Yeah, move to second as you need to. Move to third as you're going down here.
Okay.
But as you go to the end, I want you to slow down. And when you slow down, shift back down into second.
Okay.
And then as you come out again and accelerate, and you go like, okay, this is the end of second. You're already approaching the end when you would shift up.
Yeah.
Shift into third for the journey across here.
Okay.
And then back down into second. Use your brakes. You can use your brakes. Use everything to slow down into second. Back up into third. You see what I'm saying? This makes sense, right?
Yes.
All right. That's what I want you to do. That way you can practice shifting up and down.
Okay.
And remember to use your front and rear brakes. You don't have to slam on them. It's just to slow you down as you're coming into the turn.
Okay.
There you go. It's a great first feeling when you first kickstart a bike and you do it the right way. You're like, okay, I am the master of all machines. We're definitely adding a little bit of complexity to this, but that is what we're here for. So there goes the shift, and that's why I want her to practice shifting. Now, shifting in the second once is one thing, but knowing what it feels like to shift a bunch of times is important as well. Again, I never actually even took the class, so I don't even know what it's like. I'm just guessing here, guys. See the hesitation as she's going like, okay, she's concentrating on downshifting and then forgets to turn. But just do it over and over again. Here, come into the shade. Did you shift down as you're stopping? It's okay. No big deal. I see you shaking your head. What's frustrating you?
I'm not doing it right, so I'm still like kicking forward, like I'm releasing the clutch really awkwardly or something. But every time I shift up,
Okay,
so
there are two things that can make that happen.
Okay.
If you think about the engine, the way it's spinning, if it's spinning too fast when it hits the transmission, the other plate to send the power to the wheel, it'll jerk it.
Right.
So there are two ways that can happen. One is you're releasing the clutch too fast.
Yeah.
The other one is you have too much gas.
Okay.
So either one of those
Probably.
will make it jump forward.
Yeah.
So you can mitigate that by releasing it very slowly. So like even if you're all the way up on the gas, if you release it very slowly, it'll slip and do what it's supposed to do. Or you can just, as you pull in the clutch to shift, let off the gas.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep on the gas. And so that's why I want you to practice shifting up and down. So you can even shift all the way down to first and go real slow around that corner, and then shift all the way up to third, slow down all the way to first. That way you're taking the corners slow, you know.
Yeah.
You don't have to take them fast. But whatever you feel. So we're going to start her again. Do you want me to say that again? I feel like that was a lot of information really quickly.
No. No, it's just remembering to do all the bits together.
Right. So
they even taught in that other course, like if you're going to pull in the clutch, you let off the throttle.
yes.
And I just was not.
Yeah.
I was thinking too much about one hand and not the other.
Yeah, no worries. Well, even your hands. So think about what the engine's doing.
Yeah.
Who cares? But your hands will do what you tell them to do. You don't have to think about what the engine's doing.
Okay.
And so you know that your throttle controls the engine. You know that this controls where the engine's power goes.
Right.
So Think about what you're doing to the engine, and your hands will do the rest. You know how to work these things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You don't have to think about... I'm sorry. I don't want to get too far. You don't have to think so hard about doing it. Think about what the engine's doing. All right, go ahead.
That makes a lot more sense, actually.
Yeah, you just, this is what makes the engine go. This is what makes the power go to the ground. All right, start her up. She did a little wheelie. That's how whiskey throttle starts, is by exactly that, by letting go too fast, and as you start to go forward, it pulls you backwards and continuously pulls you backwards. Yeah.
That said, I'll tell you what happened. She identified she was in neutral
And she
unfucked the situation without...
problem solving.
I'll owe you a beer or something.
Fine, dude. There's no I don't keep score. Ever. I don't hang out with people who do. But, right there. That was perfect that time. And she also needs to cover her clutch, which she's not doing. Just fine. I feel like too much information is the mind fuck. Like if you try to give too much information at one time, it just fucks people over. Now it's all about learning the bike. Like she knows what to do now, and it's just learning the bike. And every bike you learn, a bike gets easier to learn. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, I know this bike. And you learn another bike, and that's hard. And you learn another bike. And then all of a sudden you're like, I know what I need to do to learn how a bike works. Or a bike operates. How was that?
That was a lot better. Like,
You were shifting right through the gears. It looked great.
yeah, like you were right. Thinking more about just the one thing as opposed to all four limbs is significantly easier.
Yeah. Limbs will do what your brain tells them to.
Yeah.
Just think about what the engine's doing.
Yeah.
Of course, that sounds cool in my head. I don't know if that's proper advice or not, but hey, the proof's in the pudding, right?
It worked for me. I don't know. That's very exciting.
So I'm going to have you go back out right away.
Okay.
I want you to do something for me. There are two things that we're going to add in now.
Okay.
One, cover your clutch.
Okay.
So you don't ever... The clutches is something that you can constantly modulate.
Okay.
It's not on and off.
Okay.
It is varying degrees. So as you come into a turn, if you have enough momentum to carry you through the turn, you don't have to accelerate through it. You can pull in the clutch and just coast through it.
Okay.
That's perfectly fine. Or you might not be. You might not have enough momentum. That's something that you have to decide in the moment.
Okay.
I can't tell you when that's going to happen. But I want you to keep a couple fingers on it.
Okay.
That way you can pull it in whenever you want. That way, when you're shifting, you don't have to pull it to the bars. You just have to disengage it enough.
Oh.
So you'll learn where that is. But you don't have to go
Okay.
shift. You can go shift.
Okay.
So it's not on and off. It is infinitely variable.
Okay.
A rheostat? Except it doesn't go in a circle.
Don't you give me that nerd shit?
I'm looking at you. Isn't that what a rheostat is? An infinitely adjustable switch? I didn't get it on camera because I'm not recording everything, but Erica just almost had a little off, but she didn't crash. Bike skidded out from underneath her and she saved it. So I think she's probably getting tired, so we're gonna have her take her break. But after that little almost crash, I think it's important for her to roll around a few more times, so not ending on a bad note. That sounds right, right? Right. Erica, I'm gonna show you something you're gonna love right now. You too, Sean. If you guys get into dirt bikes, fellow glasses people, Sport RX inserts literally are the best thing that's ever happened to me. I mean, they're amazing. All right, let's put some Go Juice in the old KTM, and it's time for Josh to ride some dirt bikes too. Honestly, even if I don't get a whole lot of riding in myself, I'm still having a great time. teaching Sean and Erica how to ride. Mostly Erica. Sean hasn't tried yet, but you know, he, like a good husband, he wants to make sure that Erica's having fun and having a good time. And I get him where that's concerned. I like that. And it looks like she's doing well. She's having fun. She's learning. Again, I can't stress enough that I don't recommend. It's hard because I'm basically doing the shit I say not to do, but I don't recommend learning from your friends in the backyard. It's not the right way to learn. If it's going to be dirt bikes, I guess that's a little more acceptable, but definitely don't learn in like an apartment complex parking lot on your friend's motorcycle. That is not the way to learn how to ride motorcycles. And I'm definitely being a bit of a hypocrite here in the way that we're doing this. They're my friends, so I want to help out my friends. They want to get into motorcycles. They were having a really bad time in the class, so I wanted to help them out. I would have never done this if they hadn't at least attempted the class. All right, back at the fort. And been cleaning off the dirt bikes, having some beers, and Rachel has decided she wants to put on the kitty glove. You just keep
The only one that
going.
hasn't been drinking. He knows he's
There
trying
you
to
go.
play.
You gotta do a full. There you go. Just strip. There you go.
See how instantaneous it is?
That.
So
And the,
Sean built us this,
Oh yeah.
and he's fixing it right now. And if you're wondering what that is, Sean built and also like cut the wood and put this LED in there. He built a computer that does nothing but track my subscriber count and then display it on that LED.
Dude, is the LED
The most
brick
narcissistic
just like coming to fuck?
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't make it. Sean made it. Sean
Yeah,
just
it's
made
two
this
sheets
for me. I didn't
that you then wire
request
to each
it.
other, but you can get
So
them.
it's not narcissistic.
Yeah, sure, dude. Sure.
I just enable narcissism. And he deserves it. Look at that face.
Not me.
A face only a mother.
Yeah.
So we're gonna call this the test run, right?
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Give it a minute. It takes a fucking. It's got to warm up the tubes and shit, you know. Yeah, LED.
It says 0. Fuck.
Who's the CEO of Google? Call him.
Sean never said he was good at code. He just said he could write it.
Now it's taunting me with 0.
I'm going left to right. Try and catch me.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, fuck you all.
Damn, dude. That's the most high-tech thing in this fucking garage.
You know, I'm gonna sit here and watch this until it goes to 462.
It does. So it checks 5 times a second.
That should do it.
So you'll know when it fucking happens.
What's
5
the
times a second?
Yeah. Google doesn't like you to check more than that. So I was like, all right, fuck it.
Oh, that's a lot. It seems like enough
Oh, you
to
need
me.
you need to the second. You need to the
Microsecond.
microsecond. Yeah.
Microsecond.
All right, keep an eye out for this coming to a Talking Head blog near you.